Hello, everybody. Uh, so this is my takeover time for the Guild of Icon, and I just want to do a little AMA today. So ask me anything you want. Trying to see if I can get all of that information here, which would be helpful, of course. There we are. All right. So yeah, ask me anything. But I want to go over kind of some of the stuff I have coming up. I have so um, my newest series is The Fusionist, and I have coming out the third book in the series called Etheric Infusion, and that'll be out January 3rd. I'm working on the fourth book right now, and um, I Uh, am I'm not sure what the title of that one is quite yet, but it's gonna go with the whole theme with fusion in it. And after that, I have Time Core Book 5 coming out. It's gonna be a kind of a water-based dungeon core uh, theme going on with that. And then I have a new project after that. Probably, actually, I'll probably write book 5 of magical fusion, like the fusionist. And let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, the new project I have coming up is another dungeon core. So that'll be after Time Core Book 5 and the Fusionist Book 5. And then I have, so that new project is going to be, again, it's another dungeon core. It's going to be based on uh, training, like a training dungeon. That's my like idea behind it. So it should be kind of fun. So I'm going to be doing that next year is when that comes out. In December, I have coming out um, the box set of my Dimensional Dungeon Core series. So that will be um, all 5 books in the Dimensional Dungeon Core series, which finishes up my crossover. If you haven't heard about my Dungeon Core crossover quite yet, it is a culmination of 25 books that crosses over from 4 different series. So it continues my Station Core series with Milton, the main character, and it goes from uh, Station Cores. He meets up with the main characters from Dungeon Crafting, Dungeon World, and uh, Dungeon Fairy, and they kind of work together to fight the bad guys, and it's kind of like an Avengers type of crossover kind of thing. So it's really really fun. So it's about 3 million words total, 25 books. It's a great culmination of all my bigger series out there. Uh, so if anybody has any questions, definitely want to answer those for you. And then also, I want to let you know that um, I have the audiobook for Academic Confusion coming out soon. It's being worked on right now. Miles is doing a great job uh, narrating that. And uh, let's see. Oh, so next weekend, I also have another convention. It's an in-person convention. It's Mile High Con in Denver. So if you live around the area, come visit. I'll be there live, selling paperbacks and stuff like that. So if you have any paperbacks, sign. Speaking of paperbacks, um, hopefully everybody signed up to get some free paperbacks, U.S. only. Shipping out of countries is a little expensive, especially for books. But yeah, I'm giving away paperbacks, including my box sets. for that. You can find that on the Lit RPG page somewhere. And then let's see, anything else? Uh, I am. Oh, okay. What are your thoughts on co-writing with another author? Who would you choose and why? Well, I already did co-write with Jeffrey Falcon Loeb. We did Bio Dungeon together, and it was a great kind of a meeting of the minds of Dungeon Core experts, and it was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed, um, you know, meshing our two styles of writing together and making something that was quite unique and enjoyable to read and write. I love the being able to kind of take what each of us can bring to the table and do that. As far as who else I'd like to co-author with, um, I any other really Dungeon Core author, I would love to co-author with. John Stavo. There's all the Johns, Jonathan Schmidt, and any other one that would love to co-author. But there's a lot out there that you can do with a Dungeon Core. So I'd love to have other people's ideas. I'd even love to. Oh, hello, Poland. I'd love to even see some people, take some of my stories and run with them. So that'd be a lot of fun too. Um, but yeah, I am up to, you know, I'm willing to, look into other people's like ideas and see what kind of co-author, or even if it's not Dungeon Core, even with that too. That was kind of what I did with my new series, The Fusionist and Academic Confusion. All that is, I just needed a temporary break from Dungeon Core because I wrote so many. I have like 11 or 12 different series, and I just needed to take a step away for that for a couple months so I could kind of recharge my Dungeon Core batteries and figure stuff out from there. And so that's why I decided to do the Fusionist, which has worked out great. So it has had great response, and I love everybody saying how much they've enjoyed it. So that really helps me, motivate me to do some more. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be going back to Dungeon Core. Like I said, I've got Time Core Book 5 coming out next year. I've got a new series, Dungeon Core series. I'll be writing after the probably Book 5 of the Fusionist, um, and then we'll see from there. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing after that. So yeah, I am. Actually, right now I'm going to be posting something in. And the RPG, it looks like. Let's see. So I have a list of my book series. I have 53 books coming available right now on Amazon. But I'll be doing that. Oh, let me answer this question. If you could get any non-genre narrator for your books, who would it be and why? That's a tough one because I'm not familiar. I'm not an audiobook listener, so I'm not exactly familiar with some of the non-genre um, narrators out there. I'd love to have like Travis Baldry, Nick Bodell, that kind of stuff to narrate some of my books, or even Sound Booth would be awesome as well. But as far as non-genre, I'm not sure. I don't know very many other than that, so I'm not sure if I could pick one. Unfortunately, good question though. Um, let's see. Anything else? Um, oh, I do want to know. I want to say. So in my third. Oh, thank you, thank you. Um, in my third book of my Magical Fusion series, I added a monster from there that I hadn't heard of before, except for a couple months ago when I was shopping with my daughter at Claire's, of all things. They had what are called palm pals, and um, they had something there that I had never seen before. It's called a puck wedgie. I'll show you. I bought it. Looks like this. So I had to look it up. It's a like a mythical creature, um, and kind of like part hedgehog, part goblin, troll kind of thing. So I decided to add it to one of my books as uh, one of my monsters, and I think I really I enjoyed writing that because it was something I could actually look at on my desk. He's one of my little writing buddies. I also have a They also make a goblin. I know it's blue. And I also have an ogre, pink. And of course, I had to get a dragon. So they're my writing buddies. They sit on my desk to write with me. Let's see. Do you find any inspiration from playing? Oh, absolutely. That's where I get most of my inspiration from. I'm a huge gamer. I've been playing games since I was 4 on the Atari 2600, NES. I've had some of those old systems. Sega Master System. I had a Genesis. I had a TurboGrafx 16. I had um, uh, like a Dreamcast and Saturn and all that kind of stuff. And then I've had like everything between the Xbox, PlayStation. So I played a ton of different games over the years. Right now, I'm more concentrated on PC games, and I don't know if I really have a chance to with my writing to get back to consoles because I'm usually on my uh, what I don't know what I don't know. So yeah, I haven't really chance. But yeah, I've played Baldur's Gate 3, and I really have been enjoying that as well. Recently, I'm playing Starfield. I've been playing, even things like that are non like RPG, but are kind of like it. I've behind what? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Oh, well, they closed my door at least. So thank you, thank you. Um, and then I've also been playing games like 7 Days to Die. If you haven't played that before, kind of a zombie apocalypse kind of thing. That was kind of fun. So, oh, let me get back to one of these other questions. John, have you ever felt like you've come? Oh, there we go. Come close to a burnout or exhaustion from writing so many stories. What have you done to remain focused, getting writing done? In that's kind of what kind of referred to earlier with the new Fusionist series, I decided to take a break from Dungeon Core to write um, more just straight lit RPG because I love it. And oh, I see the dino now. Oh my goodness! All right, I don't know where that came from. Um, I see that. Oh my goodness! I have no idea. I don't even know. I'll have to look into that. Who that is after after the stream. But yeah, as far as writing and stuff like that, I was feeling a little burnout, so I needed to take a break from uh, Dungeon Core for a couple months just to kind of recharge and get get my creative juices flowing. Um, yeah, that does sound like something he would do. Um, but yeah, it's that's kind of what I do. Is trying to combat burnout was switch. It's the same genre because all my books are lit RPG, of course, but this one was just the series was a non-dungeon course, so I decided to do that so that I didn't have to concentrate on dungeons and the mechanics of that, and I could work on a series I love with like crafting is something I love to work with. So um, it was a good change, and I've been loving writing it. So it's been very helpful in my uh, writing career to not get burnt out completely. But I am going back to Dungeon Core as soon as this is a couple books in, more books in, and then um, I might do another lit RPG series in the future. We'll see. I'm not sure how long this Magical Fusion series is going to last. I'm thinking at least 6, 7, maybe 8 books, and then I'll probably end it. That's usually I like to have a limit on most of my series so that it doesn't get too overwhelming. So, um, but yeah, that's some of the things. But yeah, as far as games play, Baldur's Gate, I Skyrim, of course, is one of my favorite. Um, uh, games that I still go back to every once in a while. I really enjoyed that, all the Elder Scrolls series. Can't wait till whenever in the next decade number 6 comes out, but whenever that'll be. But yeah, Starfield, good, kind of in between, not quite the same, a little bit different feel to it, but it's still pretty fun. So, hold on, give me just a sec. Unless somebody has another question, I'm just gonna post something in Lit RPG. Give me just a sec. All right. I'm gonna post. Okay, there we go. Okay, you're obviously the dungeon core guy, but there are other subgenres of Lit RPG that interest you. Um, I have to say that I've been thinking about um, like a card-based kind of lit RPG. I kind of got into a couple of those a month or two ago. I was reading some of those, and I used to play Magic. I haven't played in years, but I used to love it. Played it, back in the '90s, if you can believe it, when it was still new, relatively new, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I'd still play it today if I had time and the people to play with. But I love to play it, so I would like to see some sort of card based lit RPG. So there are some great ones out there. But I even while I was reading, thinking of like how would I do this? What kind of game would I make as far as like a card based one? And I think that might be something I would look into, but I'm not quite sure. So I'll have to see. Let's see. So I've never read, listened to a Dungeon Core book. Which one would you recommend as the best one to read and get started on in the subgenre? Well, if it's not one of mine, I would recommend either. I usually recommend Divine Dungeon by Kraut and Slime Dungeon by Jeffrey Falcon Lowe. Those were some of the first Dungeon Core stories, at least on Amazon, that were published, and those are the two that um, I that helped me fall in love with Dungeon Core, and that was what convinced me to eventually write in the series. That and um, how I kind of came up with the idea of writing was I was reading every single thing I could think of or I could find in Dungeon Core on Amazon, and I could not find the story I wanted to read, so I decided to write it. Because at the time there were no video game based dungeon cores; they were all like real life and that kind of stuff. So I decided to write. That's why I wrote Dungeon Player back in the day, back in 2017, which is crazy to think about that I've been writing for almost 6 years now. Let's see if you, yeah, Divine Dungeon. As far as my books go, um, I usually tell people if they're into lit RPG to start with Dungeon World. The reason for that is it's a half human, half dungeon core, and it's easier to kind of transition into the new genre. So you've got half what you're used to seeing, like half adventure kind of thing, and then half dungeon core. So you get a taste of both, and it's an easier way to get in, um, you know, with both kind of series. So let's see. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh! The card-based lit RPG proved me wrong. I guess so. Yeah, I guess it definitely could be considered that. Um, there's a lot of things that could be kind of lit RPG, kind of that kind of genre. There's a lot of movies out there that are kind of like dungeon cores as well. Um, like one I'm thinking of is like Cabin in the Woods. You ever seen that? That was pretty much a dungeon core. When I was watching that, I was like, this is a dungeon core. It's kind of funny. Um, and then I love the Future's first books of radio. I started that. Yeah, it's taken off. So I'm glad you've loved it because I had an awesome time making it and had really a lot of fun designing the new crafting kind of series with fusions and kind of world building that kind of thing. So but yeah, I really have uh, enjoyed breaking off a dungeon core temporarily, at least, to start doing that kind of thing. So thank you. Um, it's ongoing on Royal Road as well, and then if you want to read more, I think I'm up to chapter 36, 37, something like that on Royal Road right now, and then on book three and then it'll be book four going up there afterwards. So let's see. What non-lit RPG series or franchise would you like to see have a lit RPG novel? Um, let's see. Lit RPG. Are you talking about like? Would I like to see a movie or just have a lit RPG novel? Oh, non-lit RPG series. I'm sorry, I didn't misread that. Would you like to? Let's see. What did I just read lately? Oh, I read that. Uh, the Bobaverse. Um, the kind of the science fiction replicant kind of stuff. That was really awesome. I'd love to see that with like a lit RPG because there's not there's a lot more than there used to be, but there's just not nearly enough science fiction based lit RPGs, is in my opinion. And so I'd love to be able to see that um, first law trilogy. Yeah. Oh, it signed for yeah signed for with the Bobaverse. That'd be awesome. I'd definitely watch that. But yeah, I'd love to see some other science fiction based series out there have some kind of a lit RPG novel as part of them. Oh, excellent. I would definitely watch that. I was thinking that when I read it, and I was like, "This would be a good movie." Um, so yeah, I would love to check that out if they ever make that. So yeah, I really want more too, because there are like I said, a lot more out there than there used to be. But I think it's just not as prevalent, probably because with RPGs, a lot of people think fantasy based, which I do too, and because that's a lot of what they are. But there's some great science, sci-fi RPGs out there, Mass Effect, even. Those kind of games. Would love to see some sort of like lit RPG kind of take to it. So, what do you want to do after the series you have going? Um, well, after the Fusionist and Time Core, I'm going to be starting a new series, another Dungeon Core series that is based on like a training dungeon. So instead of just being a dungeon core out there designed to repel adventurers, that kind of stuff. I want to have one that's part of a um, college, university kind of thing, academy. I'm not quite sure yet. I have some vague ideas of what I want to do, but I haven't mapped it out quite yet. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think so. Yes, I think I remember seeing something about that. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I'm gonna have to look into it from Xiaomi. Okay, what would you just like to see as an animated series? You open to your own works being made into one. Um, Animated series. Um, Probably some of the bigger ones. Who Fights with Monsters. Um, I'm trying to think. Defiance of the Fall would be oh, that would actually be really fun as a animated series, I think. And then as far as my works being made into one, I'm all for that. I think um, it would be a little bit harder with Dungeon Core series since the main character is usually confined to a specific area. There are some books that might work for it, but it would actually be a unique challenge in trying to make something like that. I think that any of them would be possible to adapt to a animated kind of series instead of a live action kind of thing. So I could see that being awesome. Um, I think it'd be super hard to write as your character levels up. It tends to outpower tech. That's true. That's true with the sci-fi kind of stuff. It depends on what how you go about it, and whether or not um, you can kind of contain the abilities of your main characters in order to make sure the they don't overpower the tech of whatever universe you have going on. Um, and so is Dino. Oh, there it is. Well, it's very polite Dino, closing the door. Um, and then so basically, um, yeah, you kind of have to balance the abilities of your character with the tech of the world you're building. So, Iron Prince was excellent. So yeah, that's definitely one of the ones that have been out lately that have kind of proven that you can do a kind of a sci-fi kind of bent to the stories and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'd love to do some more sci-fi in the future. I kind of did a lot of that with my Station Core and Dimensional Dungeon Core series. Um, but I usually do come back to fantasy because that's kind of where I kind of full fully put most of my time, and that's the kind of the games I enjoy is moreover than kind of uh, sci-fi games. So I like Skyrim over a Starfield and Mass Effect. although I've played them, of course. So it really kind of depends on what your uh, uh, what your bent is as far as what you write. So, yeah, are you a full time writer, Jonathan? I am a full time writer. I went full time back in late 2018 after I was making enough to uh, uh, that it was I was making as much as what I was making at my former job. So I used to work at Target. I actually worked at Target for 20 years, if you can believe that. So that was my first job for 20 years. So not bad. And then after I was making enough to match what I was making at Target, I stopped there to go full time and haven't looked back yet. So yeah, Sci-Fi Core, yes. Thank you for the cover. Yeah, the covers are excellent. Um, let's see, Warhammer 40 KK MMO I love, but I got taken away. City of Heroes was my go-to. I never played the City of Heroes MMO, but I did. I knew about it. I just never played it. I played, World of Warcraft. I played Dark Age of Camelot. Um, those are the two big MMOs I played back in the day. Um, and then, I played some other stuff off and on, but I played, Magic, card games, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I'm more of a solo RPG player instead of a big, huge MMO. Like even when I played MMOs, I rarely grouped up with people. I usually just did it all solo myself. So it was a lot of fun though. I think yeah, 20 years is a long time to work at one job, and I enjoyed working there, and um, you know, and but don't really want to go back. Dark Age PPV focus, not really my thing. Yeah, it depends on what kind you like as far as uh, PvP. PvP, yeah, I did PvP in Dark Age, but I soloed most of the time, and I didn't really do PvP more than I had to. So I know it's some places in that game like Darkness Falls. They were kind of it was almost all PvP kind of stuff. So, but I didn't really enjoy that as much as some other things. So, for the Horde of the Alliance, I did all Alliance. So I never played for the Horde. I only did Alliance, just because that was the way. And my characters are almost always support based. So healers and that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I enjoy, and that's just how I play usually with like those MMOs. I ever play Return to Krondor game based on I have not. I will have to look into that. I didn't even know about that one, so I'll have to look at that. I have it. Was the goat back in the day? Yes. Yeah. Those were great. Dark Falls. They're gonna go with one of the best. Yes, I agree. Because like I don't think any other place has the same kind of as a dungeon that you go into and you have to worry about being attacked by two other factions, and um, was crazy. So I did that, but I didn't do it as much as some other people in that game. Like I said, I usually went solo or small groups and that kind of stuff. Um, let's see another question. For Audible sales, does credit versus my sales make a difference to the author? As far as what I know, Audible isn't very uh, doesn't explain that as well as they can. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no difference to me at all. So someone else might have some other uh, input on that, but as far as what I've seen, um, basically credits and actual cash sales don't make a difference to me. So most of them also people use credit. So I think that it balances out somehow. So get earliest to my open world game with 3D. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh, grew up on that. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I used to have a huge paper book library of fantasy books that was um, it was like three giant bookshelves full, double deep. Um, and I used to go to like used bookstores and buy just like 20 or 30 books at a time. But I used to love reading all those old fantasy books. So many series. Yeah, still only listen to Dungeon Chance currently. There's a lot of series. So yeah, I have like 12 different series. Like 10 of them, I believe, are complete. So if you're looking for Dungeon Core stories that are complete, they come in box sets, both in ebook and on audiobook. Then check those out. What I've got. There's a lot of other series that are complete out there. Divine Dungeon, Slime Dungeon, I think Elemental Dungeon, the one from Jonathan Schmidt. So there's a lot of complete series out there on that are Dungeon Core. So take a look. Um, what is your favorite character series that you've written? Probably my favorite character and series that I wrote is my dungeon crafting series, mainly because I love crafting, crafting in games, the whole idea behind that. So I loved being able to kind of use crafting as a mechanic to run a dungeon, that kind of stuff. So I thoroughly enjoyed that series with Sandra and the dungeon crafting series, and I love being able to introduce her in the crossover as well. Yes, box sets are awesome. They're great to be able to get a whole bunch of different uh, books in one set, so that you don't have to get all the individual ones. So favorite crafting game? A huge fan of Minecraft. So is my daughter. So I used to play a lot of Minecraft back in the day. Just being able to put all those things together. But I did a lot of crafting in WoW, and um, that's probably my favorite MMO crafting kind of thing. So enjoy doing that one. Stardew Valley is awesome as well, but I haven't played as much as that as I have everything else. So let's see. Is there any one character that resonates with you most? Probably um, Milton from Station Course is probably the one that resonates with me most as far as um, like characters I identify with most. Um, so he's kind of nerdy, and he loves playing games and stuff like that, and he uses those games to his knowledge of games to um, affect the world and that kind of stuff. So I think that one I identify with or resonates with the most. Probably him, or um, like Clay from my Dungeon of Chance series, which I thoroughly enjoyed as well. So I love probabilities. That's another thing I love. Crafting different systems. That's why I wanted to do that series too. Kind of show my love of probabilities and statistics and that kind of stuff. So that was an enjoyable um, series to write, and also to figure out how to do it. So all right, I think I'm about out of time. So thank you everybody to that came in, participated, and asked the questions. And I'll be on another panel tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, I believe, on system crafting actually. So I will see you all then. thank you all, and have a great rest of your day, and enjoy the rest of the panels today on the Gildify Con. So, thank you.